Hey guys, this is film director Janjua. I'm the leader of the R.E.P Knights, and this is Thor, my show, aka the House of R.E.P. So, in this podcast, we talk about gaming reviews, movie reviews, and more. This episode is really cool because we talk about Mortal Kombat 11. So now we've got the final build of the game, which is called Ultimate. So we've experienced it from Mortal Kombat 11 when it got released, Aftermath, which was the extra add-on story, and then Ultimate, which is now the total package with all the DLC characters. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the movie trailer that dropped. So we're going to be talking about the new movie briefly, and also 9 and 10, which led up to this game. So it's going to be a really great episode of Thor, and I'd love for you to tune in, so stay tuned. Alright, and we're back. So, I'm joined with Z. He's my fellow R.E.P Knight and co-host on the show. Z, say hi to everyone.
Hello everyone, welcome to the House of R.E.P.
Alright, brother, let's get into it. You know, we gotta test our might on this.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about this new timeline that NetherRealm, when they basically reformed under WB, they were like, okay, let's make Mortal Kombat vs. DC. That kind of came out, so everyone had a soft redesign.
Mm-hmm.
So Raiden got redesigned, Shang Tsung, all the basically the MK characters got redesigned, and they fought the DC characters, and the game was alright. You know, it's fast, but you know, a little bit kind of like a mixed bag. We talked about that before. Now, going into Mortal Kombat 9, like Mortal Kombat 9 started this wicked new timeline.
Yeah.
And I really like this new timeline because events have transpired a lot differently. Like in Armageddon, everyone got wiped out at the end. You know, and it just was like it was only Raiden and Shao Kahn left because Shao Kahn had tricked everybody and absorbed Blaze's power. So the canon ending is that he's the one who gets it, not the two guys who are in the conquest mode. So let's just set it up for people. Like, you know, 9 really brought us back to Mortal Kombat, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it was a PS3 game, you know, came out in 2011. We didn't play it actually until about 2012, if I remember correctly, because, you know, by the time we were playing a lot of different games, and then we got back into, you know, these kind of games. What makes this game work is that it's got that 2.5D plane, so it's 3D characters, but they're on that 2.5D thing like Street Fighter 4. So and that's great because that really works compared to you know, compared to the kind of the other 3D outings in Armageddon and stuff, we had a full 3D plane. I don't think Mortal Kombat kind of translates well, like outside of that, in like a full 3D form. It just doesn't feel right. So what did you think about the story of Mortal Kombat 9?
Yeah, I mean, I liked Mortal Kombat 9 a lot. I think it's an awesome game, and it's a classic game now. I can't believe that it's only like 2011. It feels like a slightly older game than that. This, obviously, Mortal Kombat 9, because we're talking about Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11 is the latest game that's out on the current next-gen console, so PlayStation 4 and Xbox. And Mortal Kombat 9 was the first kind of set, I would say, of the reboot timeline. So MK9, or it's just called stylistically as Mortal Kombat, was the first release that, as Ray said, went back to the 2.5D look, where it was like kind of the side-on view. The world is 3D and the characters are in 3D, but we see it from the side angle. And when you play the game, you kind of see the mechanics from that angle as well, and the way you interact with the characters and fight. And yeah, I mean, the game is pretty excellent. It really harkbacks nicely. It has a great story mode, a very in-depth and nice story mode, where we get to see a lot of the stuff we couldn't see in the original Mortal Kombat game. Now, I'm sure you saw or heard our Flawless Victory podcast where we were talking about the original games. And what's really nice about Mortal Kombat 9 is that we kind of see it from a different perspective. And this perspective is different in the sense that we see it from Raiden's point of view. So we see it from an Elder God's point of view. Sorry, he's not Elder God, he's a God of Thunder. And we see it from his point of view of how the tournament took place. And then what's really nice is that there's different branches of different characters and different chapters within the game where you play as each character in this Mortal Kombat game and kind of relive their story leading up to essentially what 10 was going to be and 11.
And also, Ed's got a chance to kind of redo a couple of things. So now Sector and Cyrax have human forms, which was a bonus. So we got to see that, and that was really wicked. So Sector and Cyrax of the Lin Kuei are with Bihan, the original Sub-Zero. Shang Tsung's got a slightly kind of younger old man look. Johnny Cage looks a little bit more like Van Damme with his tuxedo, like it's a last minute thing for him that he arrived on the island. So it's kind of like a throwback to the movie as well, the original one that Paul Anderson made. And then Kano's design kind of matches the Australian actor who played Kano. He was great. Baraka's featured also in the first tournament when he was an introduction. They were all introduced in the second game, sorry.
Yeah.
So, like characters like Jade, Melina, Katana. Melina's not major, but Katana's there. Smoke's there. There's basically a lot of people there in like the first tournament, in the first part of the storyline where they kind of cover the first tournament. Johnny Cage is hilarious in that one.
Yeah.
Like he's really good. The voice actor's great. The mocap's amazing. All their stuff is really cool. The way they talk and interact and the way he kind of flies and
new
stuff.
age style.
Ideas. And it's just really cool. And I really enjoyed it the first time I played it. Like the storyline flows really well. Johnny Cage thinks he's in like some kind of movie or something, which is hilarious when he fights Reptile. He thinks it's just like a kind of like a show, like everyone wears outfits to kind of scare people and stuff. So that bit's hilarious. And then we get to see basically the stages are all redone. So do you remember those guys with the staffs and the fox heads?
Shaolin monks and stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of moving now, and they kind of stop people from getting ringed out and stuff. And there's a lot of cool things. So Shang Tsung's island is a lot more detailed. And Lu's got a different look. He kind of wears more of a Shaolin monk outfit. One of my favorite bits is when he basically starts like berating everyone until he hits Sonya Blade, and then he tries to get he's like, I'm gonna take you out, I'm gonna take you out, I'm gonna take you out to lunch or something. That bit's so funny. And then he has to fight Baraka and stuff. But yeah, this game,
it was really fresh when we first
I liked it. Like I still love it. I still play it. It's fast. It's the fastest out of the three. Because this is the one thing I noticed, like Mortal Kombat 9 is the fastest out of the three of them, in my opinion. This is what I get.
Also, I think it also has its own kind of graphical style.
Yeah.
I don't call it like super realistic or super cartoony.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the middle where it has this kind of Mortal Kombat look.
Yeah.
And when you play the game, you'll know what we mean, because it's like the way they've molded the graphics engine and the way the people do the moves. It's classic Mortal Kombat style, so it's a bit funny and it's a bit over the top and
bicycle kicks. They make you laugh. Thing still has his
and they still have the effects like the ice effects and the flame effects.
Everyone's outfits look better though. Like their redesigns. Like Scorpion's got his kind of at that point Scorpion's got his proper bone mask and his whole kind of like Revenant look from the original game, so he hasn't changed much, but most of the other people have had complete redesigns. So the ladies have different redesigns, so there's like more textures on their outfits. The Shaolin monks have their kind of Shaolin monk kind of style, so instead of Liu just wearing the black pants, he's actually got his red accents and his headband earlier, so that's a nice little retcon. Even Raiden, he's got like epaulets and his amulet is more prominent, and this is the Raiden design I love. Like in the rebooted timeline, Dark Raiden's look in the original timeline was great. Raiden's original outfit was a bit kind of like odd looking, like it because obviously they were getting to grips with what Raiden's look would be like, that kind of wizard ninja kind of shaman look. But this look that he has in Mortal Kombat 9 is really great.
And he's voiced for the first time in this game by Richard Epcar, right?
So Richard Epcar voices him in this. I'm pretty sure that Richard also did Mortal Kombat versus DC. That could have been the first time he did it, but I cannot guarantee that because I've forgotten. But
we're a big fan of Richard.
Richard's amazing as Raiden.
Awesome.
He's Raiden. No doubt, Raiden is my OG character. Yeah. So whenever Raiden's on screen or doing stuff heroic, I love it. He's like my favorite kind of character. I'd love to be like a thunder god like him and protect Earthrealm.
This is also the first game that introduced X-rays, right?
Yeah. So X-rays were wicked. They were like supers, kind of like super arts that Street Fighter had. They're kind of like an extra kind of like way to end the fight, or to kind of basically come back. Like right. They're like equalizers. So if you're like struggling, you're starting to get beat down, and you got an X-ray built up, you could start to get the momentum back in the fight. It's really good. The game's kinetic. It flows really well. The movesets are really good. There's not really a lame character in this game. I would still say that Scarlet, who's one of the bonus characters, is still one of the ones I least use. Some of the guest characters are fun. I would say that Freddy Krueger's the worst character for me. Yeah, because Freddy Krueger's never really been something like a scary character for me. So his addition to the game... I'm sure some people love it because they want to see Freddy Krueger in a game, and like getting beat up. I just love beating the shit out of Freddy Krueger.
I think definitely the best character is Kratos as a guest character.
Yeah, out of all the guest characters,
in it as well.
Rain's good. Rain's really, really been improved. I love that kind of backside kind of roundhouse he does.
I think a Noob and Smoke are pretty awesome in this game.
Noob is amazing, but he's a very spammy character. Him and Scorpion. Scorpion is super spammy in this game because once I mastered every single move of Scorpion, I'm really fast with him. So I can do that kind of like triple kick and then that kind of like forward sword, backflip fire kick, and then, run away with a teleport. Then I can spear someone. So he's like super fast. Super kind of like spammy. I'm sure people online had a lot of like, because I never played it online. I'm sure people had a lot of kind of like controller bashing moments when they're playing with someone with Scorpion. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sure he was a proper spammy character.
The other thing I really love in this game, in Mortal Kombat 9, we'll call it Mortal Kombat 9, is the stages are quite nice. They hark back to the original Mortal Kombat game. And the music is very good in this game. All of the musical cues are awesome in this game because they kind of like remind us of Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3. There's little touches that the composers have done on this game that remind me of the original games.
And the game is cool because it spans like technically the 3 Mortal Kombats leading up to 4, innit?
Yeah.
So what you get to experience is basically this new timeline where in Mortal Kombat 1, they defeat Shao Kahn. Liu ends up defeating Goro, defeating Shao Kahn. Everything that happens the same. But a few different things happen. Like they try to stop Sub-Zero from dying, but he still dies.
Yeah.
And then in Mortal Kombat 2, Kai Lung comes dressed up with smoke, and then Ermac takes Jax's arms.
That's right. Yeah, that happens earlier.
So a lot of the characters have wicked X-rays. Like I like Ermac's X-ray. I like Quan Chi in this. You will serve me in another realm. Yeah. I love that his intro.
All their quotes are great. Like Thunder take you. Which is something that I tend to quote a lot. Scorpion 1, vengeance will be mine. That's a great line.
Yeah. This fight will be your last.
Exactly. So that's how good the game is. The fact that we can remember the quotes from the game shows how much of an impact it had on us. And this was at a time when I think the PS3 was kind of reaching its peak and kind of like dying down. Yeah. And it was at a point when almost the PlayStation 4 was going to be kind of rumored or announced or something like that.
I mean, people were kind of like making up kind of rumors and stories about a PS4 coming out. But at this point, the Slim had already kind of like started coming out, and then that Super Slim was out.
The
the Super Slim was kind of floating around, but the Super Slim, I actually saw it was so plasticky looking. I love my Slim, and my Slim's never given me problems. The Fat Boy gave us problems. We burnt that one out.
Yeah.
But this one was fine. Like I don't know what was wrong with the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray mashed up on that one, on the piano one. But basically, yeah, I can't really fault this game. The X-rays are fun. I think Raiden's X-ray is a bit whack with the kind of like the end part of it. So what he does is he does that wicked kind of elbow to the spine, and he does that sick karate chop to the head. But the bit where he kind of blows the lightning,
ball, yeah.
it just looks so stupid and nappy.
Yeah.
It seems like something Sonya would do.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were like, look, just give him the Sonya animation, or somebody was like tired that day, and they mixed the animations up. They gave him like a Sonya like kind of animation or something. One of my favorites
Fatalities are good.
Fatalities are wicked in this. The fatalities are good.
Do you remember one thing I really love in this game is the damage models?
Yeah, they get damaged.
So, like,
they get
you got,
damaged
like,
a bit
the
too much
busted
though.
sockets and,
sometimes they're like
well,
eye sockets are hanging out, and their ribs are like skin is missing from their ribs and shit. So the damage is a bit too much.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. The other great thing is that you've got like nice kind of challenge mode, like challenge towers. There's like test your luck, test your strength.
Yeah.
You know, like all of that kind of classic stuff was back, which I used to love. Goro's lair looks dope. You know, it's so cool. And even Jax's design is wicked in the new one as well. Like he has sort of like those semi-enhanced kind of power arms, but they're still human. So he's got his kind of special forces kind of tech thing, but I don't know. I still don't understand how he got captured though if he's so strong. Like who the hell beat him up and got him? Maybe he was unprepared the first time.
I actually think the writers did a good job on writing this story mode for this game. I think they intertwined a lot of nice storylines between Sector, Cyrax, Kano, Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung,
a lot of the
Sub-Zero.
auxiliary characters actually get to do more, don't they?
So it breathes a lot of life into what was getting stale in the previous old games, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So this game was very important because it revitalized the whole franchise of Mortal Kombat to a new audience on the next gen consoles.
Yeah.
And without this game, I think you wouldn't have had a good Mortal Kombat. Well, these two other concurrent Mortal Kombat games.
I know, it's really reinvigorated the franchise well. And that's what I like. I like it when people breathe new life into the franchise and fix things. So it's just really, really, really good. Some of the creative direction, like some of the ideas where they kind of like they killed most of the main Forces of Light roster, you know. I didn't really like too much. You know,
you don't like that Sindel bit.
I hated that Sindel overpowered bit where she sucks all the souls from Shang Tsung, killing him. Yeah, and then she goes and attacks everybody in that church where they're hiding out during like Mortal Kombat 3. So when they bring Sindel back, she's like this unstoppable force. And then my G Nightwolf, yeah, because he's such a boss, he basically like sacrifices himself to basically whoop everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's It is kind of like that's the wackest bit, and also the end bit as well when he electrocuted Liu.
Yeah.
I was irritated. Why did you kill Liu, my OG? Like, you know, I was just like, oh man, I was jonesing to see the next game after that. I was like, man, don't like make Liu like, you know, dead and stuff. And then when he tried to get them all back, Quan Chi had him in another realm under his kind of like snare.
Yeah.
So everybody had died and become like these revenants that he could control, because that's how he was controlling Scorpion. He was like manipulating him. So so 9 is cool, man. I highly rate 9. I mean, let's give it some shields, man.
Okay. For Mortal Kombat 9, I would rate it a very solid 4 out of 5 shields.
Yeah, me too. Let's give it 4 because it's a really good game. Still has massive playability, so you can pick it up.
Value.
It's available on Steam. You can pick it up for a bargain. You know, it's probably a PlayStation Hits now on PS3. You know, but you know, might as well just play it on the PC if you have a PC. It'll be a lot faster and like smoother. I mean, the graphics are a little bit kind of like they're not 4K now, so they're 1080p, so they're going to be a little bit more lower res than what you might be used to if you're now playing the new ones.
Yeah.
But if you want speed, this is the fastest of the 3 in my opinion. And I think if you want just like a nice fast action, like beat 'em up, yeah, this one's got it. This one's got good combos, good power. Yeah, it's a really cool thing. It's a definitely a great recommendation. Okay, now let's go to Mortal Kombat 10.
Yeah.
So we're gonna shift gears now. And we're going to go to Mortal Kombat 10. So Mortal Kombat 10, yeah, it's kind of like a remake of Mortal Kombat 4, 5. So basically in Mortal Kombat 4, we talked about it in the special, We had the like Shinnok's attack. So basically, everything was building up to the elder god Shinnok, who had basically been banished to the Netherrealm, and he's sort of like the Mortal Kombat universe's version of a devil, kind of character. So his bone palace and his army of undead kind of demons, he unleashes them on Earth because he knows that basically the Earth is weak. Earthrealm is weak, and he wants to attack it because he's got a beef with.
Well, do you remember in 9 how there was a? If you play it properly, 9 does lead into 10.
You are right, because what happens is that I have completely forgot that there's a coda in 9. So after Shao Kahn is defeated by the Elder God, it was all the manipulations of Shinnok. Like, it was implied that he, in the background, was also allowing this to transpire. So Raiden basically fought, gave Earthrealm the chance, but most of the kind of the army of light, the fighters, they all died. Leaving Johnny Cage, Sonya left. And a few handful of fighters. So it was almost like, Mortal Kombat 10 was almost like Mortal Kombat the Next Generation, because we lost Kung Lao, who got his neck broken in the stupidest way by Shao Kahn, which was kind of like a homage to the way Johnny Cage's neck got broken in Annihilation. But I was like, my G man, Kung Lao getting taken out, and then like most of the people got kind of killed, and then it was more like of a Johnny Cage kind of like.
But I think Mortal Kombat X technically takes a shift from the previous game, where they've started to adopt a lot of the newer Unreal Engine technology, and this game uses a kind of like more redundant and heavily modified version of Unreal Engine 2, I think, or 3. And you kind of start off with that kind of like statuesque cinematic intro, where it's talking about Shinnok's kind of like uprising of him getting the amulet, and
Shinnok's redesign is wicked, because the first time we saw him, he had that N64 look.
Yes.
So we actually get to see him properly.
So this is interesting to see Shinnok in a full-on 3D cinematic way, as opposed to what we used to see him in Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah, 10 is still a very fast game too. There's some really good stuff in it. There's like a full-on invasion in this one. So like, in 4 they were talking about Shinnok's invasion, but you didn't get to see it. So you've got these kind of like parademon-looking kind of dragon things that fly around. Soldiers are trying to take them out, but they're like failing. So humans are getting wiped out as they're trying to shoot the crap out of these things.
I don't know. I'm not kind of like Resident Evil.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if these guys are bulletproof or something. What are they, man?
Yeah, they're like
because they seem like small arms fire kind of doesn't hurt them, but people's heads and stuff get ripped off really quickly. So the humans are really, really, really like underpowered. But like a proper 50 cal. Like gun from like a Shinnok helicopter can take these things out. So I'm not really too sure what people's power levels are. But Johnny Cage has essentially become like a badass commando. So he's kind of like, the
leader kind of slash with Sonya.
Yeah, and him and Sonya are working with all the kind of like special forces to try and kind of, basically I would guess kind of like just try and take this invasion down. Well, Kenshi makes a return, which is really cool.
I noticed that she's a major now.
Oh, right, game. Yeah.
So it's slightly different.
Yeah.
She's not like a lieutenant or a sergeant or whatever her rank was before. She's become the major, so she's like the OG Sonya now.
Yeah.
And she leads the special forces against the invasion of Shinnok, or the early invasion of Shinnok, because right now Shinnok hasn't fully come into play in the game, in the story mode.
Yeah, it's good to see Kenshi back too as well, because Kenshi was a guest fighter in Mortal Kombat 9, but he actually has like a good storyline here where, Takeda is taken under Scorpion's wing and kind of trained by him to become a Shiro Ryu, and basically both of them just are epic fighters.
So let's talk about the new characters. Who are the new characters in this game, bro? You got Cassie, you got Jackie,
Cassie, Takeda,
and Kung Jin. So tell me about
so they're like the new next generation of fighters. So Kung Jin's like a relative of Liu and Kung Lao, and he like basically wants to kind of carry on their stuff. You got Takeda, who's a son of Kenshi,
he's
awesome. He's trained by Scorpion. Because basically Scorpion starts off evil. Then basically he becomes human again, and he trains them up. After he gets his revenge on Quan Chi, which is good. So Quan Chi actually gets his comeuppance, You know, and there's a wicked kind of helicopter fight between Johnny Cage and Scorpion. It's QTE, which is quite fun. Like you don't often see the kind of like QTE make its kind of comeback, but it's well done in this. Like what I really like about
this is the game that had quick time events.
No, I think also
9 had it.
I think Injustice had it first, maybe.
Yeah, I think
Injustice had it first because you had to throw cards and batarangs at people. This is the second one that does that.
No, I mean this is the first Mortal Kombat game to have it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's really cool, man. Yeah, do you like Smoke as an era?
Yeah,
he's wicked,
sick.
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's too bad he wasn't playable. You know?
It's very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
It has some very cool.
And Revenant Sub-Zero is sick too, man.
Yeah,
he looks like a boss. Because he doesn't have he's not a cyborg anymore. I forgot to say in Mortal Kombat 9, yes, Sub-Zero becomes a cyborg.
Yeah,
which was like new. Whereas Smoke still had his wicked kind of long hair and stuff, you know. And you know what's really cool about Mortal Kombat 10 is it feels like a really sick Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
You know, like a really cool Mortal Kombat movie. And Johnny Cage is sick, man. He's able to fucking take on both of them. Do you know what I mean? Like he's taking on Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and they're both revenants, and they're like, you know, the forces of light are still, even though they're
formidable.
Their forces, you know, like their team members have mostly died. They're still badasses, you know, the remaining members.
I think they really tried. NetherRealm as a studio and the developers like Ed Boon, he really tried to make X like a little mini epic story.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a fairly good job. I like the way the game plays out in the story mode. I like the kind of fighting. The fighting in the game is very good. The mechanics are pretty good. It's very fast. It's not as fast as 9, I would say, in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
I find it just a tad bit slower because when people do some of the moves, you can see that they don't connect as well, or you don't juggle as well in X as you could.
Yeah,
in
you can
9.
juggle a little bit more in 9. It feels like.
But I remember the fights we used to have. Like, he used to be good with Raiden and Liu Kang.
Raiden now was boss with Raiden's really fast, and Raiden's super spammy.
Yeah.
So he's the spammy character now.
Yeah.
Like super spammy. But I love being him. I'm like a master with him. Like he's just so good. And like, you know, just the engine is better. So everything looks better. The ice effects look sick. The fire effects look amazing. You know, just it's a fun game. We played it for ages.
The only thing I would criticize, and this is my only like criticism, is that when I look at the game now, it even when it came out and when we used to look at the character select screens and the introductions of the different styles that the fighters have, because in this game, in Mortal Kombat X, do they have styles, or do they have slightly...
In Mortal Kombat 10, they added variations, which was like a kind of like a throwback to the 3 styles that they had in Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
so it's good. Oh, I love that bit when the demons all are attacking the kind of what was it, the Sky Temple?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Fujin and Raiden are whooping them.
Yeah, and this is the only time you see Fujin come back.
Yeah, and it's a shame. You know what I really don't like is that Fujin wasn't playable.
Yes.
I think that was a big misstep by them.
And this is like a very different looking Fujin. He looks nothing like his version in the earlier games.
Yeah.
This is like a slight redesign that they've done for Fujin, and then he lasts with Raiden throughout this sequence, and you see a bit of Bo Rai Cho as well.
Yeah.
So you see a version of Bo Rai Cho in this game. He is playable in this game.
Yeah.
And he's a secret character. I think he's a unlockable character.
Is he a DLC character?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
correctly.
so. Yeah, some of the DLC characters are great in this game. That's what I love about this game, Mortal Kombat X, is we've got a really nice batch of movie style DLC characters.
Yeah.
Now I remember when they announced this. So they did that classic build up and announcement of a trailer and stuff like that, and little video clips on YouTube about all the characters that they were going to announce in the whatever was the combat pack.
I really love that kind
time.
of Goro walk, you know, when the music was pumping and then Goro was coming,
so
man.
cool.
It's really
Goro
cool.
was great, Alien is great, Predator is great.
Leatherface is crap.
What's that other guy?
I don't like Leatherface, I have to tell you. I like that guy. He's
Jason's good.
Jason's wicked. I love Jason Boy. He's one of my favorite characters, man. Quan Chi with his revenants, man. You know, he's such a chief. He's got everybody. He's like got his own like personal collection of
Quan Chi is the sneakiest
MK
bugger
fighters.
in all of these.
You do see Striker as well as Cabal as like.
So funny.
remnants.
Although I love Quan Chi, he just gets his comeuppance in this. How does he get his comeuppance, right?
Scorpion Man whoops him, man. He like cuts his head off.
Yeah.
Cuts his head off and then spears it against like a what do they call that, shipping crate?
That's right, container.
Mm.
Yeah. So overall, what do you think of like the kind of like the overall story, the ending with Cassie and Shinnok and stuff like that?
I liked it. I like the new generation of people. I don't know why some people didn't like him, because we don't see Kung Jin and Takeda back, which is very odd, but we do see Cassie back. So that's really strange. And then they talk a little bit more about the aura that Johnny Cage's family lineage is part of some kind of ancient clan, and Johnny inherited it. So that's very interesting, the way in which that kind of aura can defeat Shinnok. It was designed to kind of beat him up.
One thing I will rate in this game, and whoever has done all this hard work, I give them props, is all the people who have been the stand-ins for all the characters doing the martial arts mocap. Everybody's done some wicked choreography on the moves. I love all the fight styles in this game, so when they throw kicks and punches, each fighter has their fantastic, unique style in this game.
It's like a sick martial arts epic. It's like if you took something like Lord of the Rings,
and fleshed it out,
and you had some sick martial art film. It's like some sick martial art Lord of the Ring kind of Game of Thrones movie kind of thing. And it's like better than all of those.
So whose X-Ray do you remember as like being the most intense in this game?
Kung Lao's, man.
Yeah,
Kung Lao's is one of my favorite ones, man. He is so sick in this game. Him and Raiden are my two favorite characters, and then Lu's really good. I'm good with Lu. Takeda's one is really good with the lashes when he like X-rays the guy through the mouth and then opens it up, and stuff. That's sick. That one's cool.
Any fatalities that you remember that were like sick?
There's one funny fatality that I remember that Lu has, because I'm thinking of the new ones, but from 11. But basically, Lu kicks a guy and splits him. He does like a split.
Yeah, he does a fire.
Yeah, like fire.
That's it. He's like, woo.
Yeah, and then he like pulls them apart. That one makes me laugh, man.
Yeah. He's like flying through the air like Dragon Ball style. Like,
I like Thingy's ones. Kenshi's one where he kind of gets him with the sword, and that one's cool. His X-ray is so cool, man. He's really good,
where he
man.
Pushes you through the sword,
and he's got that sick kind of like he's got that fractured persona where like they're saying that his sword got corrupted, so he has those dark kind of ancestors who attack, or he can have the more purified look, so there's like different types of variations that you can do. Like Sparkport Raiden, I never use Sparkport Raiden. I think it's really weird. Like I mastered it a bit, where you can put these different lightning points, and then what will happen is that somebody, if he walks into that, it's kind of like a minefield, kind of like a grid, and you can kind of hit them and stuff.
Now, is this the other game that had a dark version like 9 did? Of Raiden?
Only at the end.
So
what happens is that basically the Jinsei gets corrupted a little bit, because Raiden's using the amulet. So while he's trying to heal the Jinsei, it's slightly corrupted and it affects.
What did you think
Raiden.
of like corrupted Shinnok? Like, bleh.
Yeah,
he's like mutated form.
A lot of people criticize him. His kind of Uber look. It kind of looks like Dark Khan.
Yeah.
The way Dark Khan look. It was like a rehash of that. It's alright. He's a bit of a spammy boss. Like he's a spammy boss because he does that fire thing a lot. Do you think it was good that Cassie Cage defeated him?
I think it's okay.
I think Cassie's a cool character, but I thought that she didn't have as much experience though.
Yeah, I think it was like kind of like shoehorned in that we need a new next generation character to. Yeah,
but if anyone should have done it, it should have been Kung Jin to avenge everyone that got killed. Takeda at least. But I do like Raiden's look. Raiden's got that kind of like
classic look.
Yeah, his look kind of looks like his first look.
Yeah.
From Mortal Kombat redesign, so that's nice.
And there was this epic Tron inspired kit he had.
Oh yeah, you had to sign into the WB account to unlock that. It's kind of like a future Raiden, like Raiden as an old man. Like so he's got like a box and this kind of Tron look. He's like in the future. Yeah, Shinnok's got this weird kind of undead variation where his arms are all bony. Yeah.
There was one other criticism I had with this game was like the microtransactions and stuff were a bit weird.
There were microtransactions?
Yeah, there was like stuff you had to buy or crystals.
Well, like gems or crystals.
Or
I mean, they've had that for a while now, innit? Even in like Mortal Kombat 11. Like the when I get to Mortal Kombat 11, I want to criticize the fact that you earn so much coins, and then you really don't have anywhere to spend them, because to get things that you really want to get, they're like hearts. You need to get these blood hearts, which is stupid.
Right,
So I hate that kind of stuff where they kind of like create this kind of currency system where you have to pay to unlock stuff quick. You get what I mean? Why not just have that stuff be unlocked by effort? Because there were a few kits in this, like Emperor Lu's kit, Revenant Lu. They're hard to get. You have to do certain towers. So those things I don't like as well. But you should give them a challenge to unlock the outfits, but you should also allow us to just buy them or allow us to unlock them a different way. Like when the game's gone to a point where it's no longer like newly out, why not just make those things free? And there were a couple of decisions that I didn't really like with the DLC characters. Like, they wanted to add, like, Leatherface and Jason Voorhees and stuff. But Jason Voorhees was enough. Leatherface is so crap in the game. I've never really liked Leatherface as a character. I think he's a bit of a kind of like a whiny kind of killer, because obviously he comes from a background where he's got no face and, like he wears people's faces and stuff to feel better. But there's no Fujin. There's no, like, characters are missing. Characters that you want.
One character that does stand out to me, and I miss him in 11, is Triborg.
Yeah, Triborg's sick.
Triborg was epic.
He
was an amalgamation of cyber sector, Cyrax and Smoke?
Cyrax, Cyber Sub-Zero.
No, Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke.
Yes, sorry, you're right. It's Smoke, Cyrax, and Sector, but you can also change it so it's Cyber Sub-Zero.
That's
a secret.
Yeah, as a secret.
Like you can press up, and then you can become Cyber Sub-Zero or something.
That was so sick.
Yeah.
That was sick. So let's give this game a rating, bro. What do you think?
Man, this game is highly rated. This is like one of my favorite ones. I have the collector's edition of this. Like I got the course version, so there were two collector's editions, which caused a lot of confusion for people in the UK. You had a version that had a scorpion that looked very serious. It was like almost sort of like a perfect. I would say like a perfect kind of recreation of how Scorpion's outfit looks in 10.
Yeah.
And then you had this wicked, unique design by Course, who's like a designer and sculptor. He made this like one-off sort of
model
maquette, and that's the version that I ended up purchasing because the game's region free, and that's something that I had to like very carefully like research, because I thought I'd have to buy the game twice because I wanted that statue. And so that statue is like really, really, really cool. The design is nice. I've never really opened it, and the game is just really, really awesome. Like we just played it just crazy, man. We just would not put this game down. Like when it comes to getting a good fighting game with a great storyline that has a great roster of characters, we just play it endlessly, man. It's just really, really, really good. Like, it's really cool. I would give this game 4, man. Like, again, like, it's so good. Like, dare I say, I'd probably even give it, like, a 5. But, like, I think 4 is enough for it. There are some bits that they kind of mess up still. Like, the Revenants don't become kind of human. They don't kind of save everybody. They save some of the people. But still, it's good. And the Fujin being omitted from it, man, that was whack.
Criminal.
Do you get what I mean? That was so criminal.
I think I would also give it a 4 out of 5. I'm kind of like between 4 and 4.5. The only reason why I would give it a little bit more is that I love the new characters, like the new kids. I think they're very good in terms of design. Cassie's great. Jacqueline is really good because she's a great amalgamation of what Jax is, but like younger and more sprightly. Takeda's an awesome character because I love his moveset. He has one of the best movesets in the game.
He's like a modern Shira, right?
And yeah, he's like a modern
cyber
Scorpion / technical with technology kind of character. Kung Jin is really good. He's got a great moveset, but I don't like him as much as Takeda. And I kind of miss them because, like, when we talk about 11, we'll explain a bit more as to why they're not there and what kind of like branches they're in. And yeah.
I really like the Special Forces guys, like, so much. I like the look. I thought that, I started thinking I want to make a Special Forces series with Cassie, Jackie, and Takeda and Kung Jin. I was trying to like talk to Ed about this, like make a wicked kind of 12-part series where and Ed, I hope you're listening to this, man. We need to try and talk to WB about this. Like, we should make this Special Forces series where Cassie and them lot and Johnny Cage is an older character, and it's just basically in its own canon. It doesn't have to exist in anything. I just want to make some nice episodic tales of them going to Earthrealm, not going to Earthrealm, like going to the different realms and dealing with like investigations that threaten Earthrealm. So like, you could have Aaron Black, which is a character that we haven't mentioned. He's a new addition to the Mortal Kombat franchise, and he's cool. He's like this kind of bounty hunter, kind of like ageless cowboy who basically has gone and started living in Outworld. So he's like from Earthrealm.
So the other newer characters in this game we forgot to mention was Aaron Black,
Ferrothor,
Devora, and
I hate
one
Devora.
more guy I don't remember. Tremor.
Kelly Hu plays Devora, so she's amazing as Devora, but I think Devora's disgusting.
Yeah, she's a horrible character
with her like bugs and stuff. I'm not a bug person.
And even that scene where she takes out Melina is nasty.
Yeah, she kind of gives Melina this kiss of death, but Melina, man, wouldn't go out like that, man. Melina's a badass, man. Like Melina's like a super evil katana, so that's just a bit strange. Kotal Khan's a new character. He was so slow, man. He was pants in this game, but they really fixed him in 11. Like, he became so much more formidable in 11 than he is in this game.
Yeah. So now, shall we get on to the titular game that we're talking about in this podcast? You love that word.
The way you say it just makes me laugh. Titular.
Yeah.
Alright, so MK11. So what happens is that you're supposed to kind of like read some tie-in comics where they're trying to get like the Kamidogo daggers, which is what the Kamidogo is now. So originally Kamidogo were element or pieces that Shinjuku gets, but in this one Raiden's getting them because Raiden's obviously become Red Raiden. So he's gotten a little bit more corrupt, and he cuts off thing's head.
Oh, I
love man.
That
opening FMV is amazing.
Opening FMV is epic.
He's like I ain't gonna take shit from no one now.
It's so epic. Like the story mode alone is so long in this game that it just goes on another level. It's so amazing. So this game, Mortal Kombat 11, came out in
2019, isn't it?
Released in April 2019, but it was announced the year before, kind of around October, November time.
I remember seeing that wicked press
conference. Do you remember that press conference?
Yeah,
where they had Ronda Rousey at there.
Yeah. Oh man, Ronda Rousey is Sonya,
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So the game was released in April 2019. Do you remember that trailer we saw for it, bruv?
Oh yeah, Tell
me about that trailer.
Man, that trailer was wicked, but the rap song was whack, man.
Yeah, so what do you remember about that trailer?
Literally, I remember them having that sick battle in like in the remains of Shang Tsung's island. Like it's all messed up.
Yes.
So it's Raiden versus Scorpion, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And it's a really, really cool FMV. Like the way it's rendered, it's amazing.
Yeah. And it was they were like saying that this is the new look of the game and how the game might look, even though it was a very lavish looking trailer, wasn't it? So what did you like about the trailer, and what did you hate?
Well, I love the new designs of the characters. The engine looked amazing. Yeah. So the whole cinematic reveal was really well done and well shown off. And then they just had a terrible song. That hip hop song that they picked just didn't match the action we were seeing on screen.
Yeah.
You know, I know they were trying
to. It was getting hounded like hell on all the YouTube channels that were showing the trailer. They were like, "What is this bloody music? Why have they put this crappy music to this trailer? The trailer looks amazing, but this track is rubbish." And we were like stunned and like annoyed at like this is an amazing FMV sequence, fully rendered. Showing off the new game, and you spoilt it with this choice. So I don't know who made that choice, but I'm sorry, you made the most stupidest choice for this trailer.
Scorpion's redesign looks wicked.
And the redesign of Scorpion, redesign of Raiden is epic. They all look amazing. The CGI looks amazing. The effects work looks amazing for the fire and the lightning. And that was a real early taste of what we could see with Mortal Kombat 11. And it was really nice how you could see like the piercing of the blood effects and stuff like that, and seeing Scorpion's fatality and his X-ray, and they obviously were showing that okay, the super moves in this game are totally different now. So they
flare more in it. Yeah. Like like I love his Thunder Take You kind of takedown, man. It's so wicked, man. It's just such a cool thing. Raiden's just the OG in this.
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely.
So
he
wicked,
just whoops ass in this trailer. It's amazing. And so it was really cool. So we saw the trailer, and then the game got released in April 2019 on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. And the game technically uses a heavily modified version of the Unreal Engine 3. And the trailer, when you see it, I think it's been rendered in that engine as well, and we see an early version of Scorpion. So it implied when Scorpion does his mega fatality in that trailer, you can see two different versions of Scorpion, and it's really cool.
Scorpion's fatality is wicked when he burns through, and then he cuts your head off and kicks it, and then does his spear through your mouth. It's just so wicked. But you know what? That kit, that ninja kit, I still haven't got it. Or I haven't done it yet. Like, I haven't put him with that retro kit.
Yeah.
Kronika's a very interesting character.
Yeah, we'll talk about her. Because she was only teased in the trailer. And she had a slightly different look. I think it was like a pre-production look. Or pre-production concept design she had in the trailer compared to the final game's look. And it's a very solid looking game. I mean, technically it runs at 4K 60 frames a second, which is pretty sick on the PlayStation 4 Pro. We've always played the game on the PlayStation 4 Pro, isn't it?
Yeah. Because we had to switch over to a Pro because our original PS4 kind of packed up when we were playing Metal Gear Phantom Pain. So we were playing Phantom Pain, but we just never got through it because it just messed up.
That's right, yeah. And we've thankfully got the Steelbook edition, so it's a really nice piece of box art. And let's talk about some of the characters. So what kind of characters have we got in this game, bro?
Well, we got Cassie returning. We've got like a few of the people returning from the previous game. And then we've got a much more, I would say, a very good roster and good guest characters.
Absolutely.
Guest characters are really good in this game.
So the game essentially carries on from 10, right?
Yeah.
It carries on from 10, and we get introduced to
the Sky Temple's the Sky Temple's just crazy now. It's like red. Like, Raiden is just so aggressive now, and what he does is he just summons lightning and just tortures Shinnok.
Yeah.
It's like he's torturing Shinnok all day.
Shinnok's like a grandpa. Like, you're hurting me.
And he's like the evil emperor, like, getting tortured. It's like Anakin torturing the emperor.
Yes.
Kind of, like, like evil Raiden's turned to the dark side.
And the thing is that
Sith Raiden.
The storyline is quite deep, because there's, like, lots of little branches and little hidden eggs in there. And Raiden is just like pretty epic in this game. There's like some epic shots of him like looking up with his red eyes and stuff. and they really capture the essence of the Thunder God and how cool he is as a character.
Do you like Red Raiden? Like evil
I don't
Raiden?
mind Red Raiden. I think he looks aesthetically, he looks really cool.
I hate his whack gold, man. He's got like gold and everything.
He's like pimping.
Yeah, I like Blue Raiden, or like I sometimes make him look purple.
Yeah.
What's really cool about this game is the customization is so heavy.
Yeah, let's talk about
You can do
that.
everything. You can change the spears, you can change the gauntlets, you can change the shield. So you can customize the character to how you want, with like amulets you want and things. And that's what's really cool. So if you want a retro outfit, you can unlock the pieces for it, you can. And that's what's really great about this game. It's got a nice level of customization, but not too much that it becomes silly. You know, it's really good. The voice acting is amazing. The motion capture is amazing. The graphics engine is great. The storyline is written so good.
The graphics engine is the best engine they've had so far of any Mortal Kombat game.
But it is much slower than the other two. So you sacrifice speed for that kind of kineticness of the game. So the game connects more. It feels a little bit more kind of like crunchier when you're like beating people, you know, when you're having fights, but it's slower. You know, you have to be a little bit more kind of like your defense and attack strategies change.
Yes.
You know, like you have a kind of like a way to get out with a defense kind of buff. You've got an attack buff, you know, like an enhanced buff, and you've got all these other stuff, man. Raiden's OG head taking, you know, like that's my favorite fatality.
Yeah.
You know, my most favorite fatality is that kind of head taking one, or the other one where he basically, he kind of pops your eyes out. That one's alright, yeah. But I like the one where he cuts your head off and cuts your stomach, and then lifts you up and then cracks your jaw.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite fatality, man. Raiden's the OG, man.
Yeah. So we had Mortal Kombat 11, and that was the original release. So we had that for like maybe a year or so. Then we got the Aftermath expansion, which we'll talk about, and we got 2 combat packs with additional fighters. And then eventually the game had turned into, like we had with Mortal Kombat 3, it turned into an Ultimate version, which became Ultimate Mortal Kombat 11 for the PlayStation 4 and the next gen console like PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
So essentially there's been 3 versions of this game, and they've NetherRealm have kind of repackaged it as a newer game. What did you think of I'll get your perspective on
was
this.
Was Shinnok a champion of Kronika? Like, was she trying to use him before? And because he failed, you know, because he failed, she started getting like Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn and people back, or something like.
Yeah,
you know.
Shinnok failed, and then Kronika was using the Sands of Time to kind of rejig timelines in her favor.
Oh, Kronika's Shinnok's mother.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So basically, Shinnok was Kronika's mother. Sorry, not mother. I've said it the other way around. Kronika is Shinnok's son, and the other lady, the Elder God chick, what's her name again?
Cetrion.
Yeah. She's the daughter.
Right. So they're the two siblings of Kronika.
Yeah.
And Kronika being a
That's
Titan.
What they're trying to do. She's like a Titan, and they're Elder Gods.
So let's talk about the kind of like small elephant in the room, which is like Ronda Rousey as Sonya, bro.
I think she's alright, man. But like, you know, I don't like it when they shoehorn in someone who like is like, oh, I'm all tough and I'm all that. You know, the problem with Ronda Rousey is that I used to like her as an MMA fighter before. I thought she was a strong, like, great judoka.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, she was an amazing judoka, but her training team didn't look after her properly, and then Hollywood kind of got to her head, man.
Yeah.
And she was in everything, and then her team just don't look like they were training her because, like, Holly Holmes is like another one of my favorite MMA fighters, she just whooped her.
Yeah.
And then the Lioness, you know, she whooped her too, you know, and in that fight that I saw, that MMA fight, I was like, come on, you know, like you didn't look like you look like you were just partying all the time or something. Like you weren't even focused for a fight. It looked like you just wanted to be in all this kind of stuff, you know. Don't get me wrong, like
it's a bit of a no choice, I think.
It's all right, man. I don't know, man. I don't really like. I'm kind of like. I don't mind it, you know. I don't have a problem with it, like a big problem with it. But I think it was a kind of stunt casting. You get what I mean? To try and promote the game a bit more.
I think personally the voice talent of Cassie is a bit better. She knows how to kind of emote and portray the character. There's like notable good character actors and voice talent in this game. I love the Johnny Cage voice talent.
Johnny Cage is cool.
Obviously, Raiden, played by Richard Epcar, is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Melina is very good, but she's a layer edition. We'll come to her in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even the massive plus point we have to talk about is Carrie back as Shang Tsung.
That's amazing. Getting Carrie back as Shang Tsung was such a stroke of genius and such a great kind of like like a nice homage to like his amazing performance in the movie, the original Mortal Kombat movie. There's no one who's really nailed Shang Tsung as well as he has.
Yeah.
Like he's just so good as Shang Tsung.
And I love how when he does the winning taunt, he does the same kind of winning taunt from the Night Knight
soul is mine. Like that kind of thing.
It's so awesome. It's like, yeah!
When Chan dies,
it's like Chan.
Chan is like an original character, which is kind of like he's kind of like a kind of just like another. He's like the younger brother, I guess, of Liu Kang, who you never see. I would include him in like possibly Special Forces as like a new character.
The other criticism I would say is like who what did you think of like the kind of like? Do you like the Towers of Time and the Tower modes and stuff like this?
They're alright. They're fun. Like I've had a few good kind of rounds of just like trying to unlock characters and auxiliary buffs and kind of like new costume pieces. So that gives you some great variety. That's kind of taken from Injustice 2. So when they had the multiverse stuff in Injustice 2, which we'll do a separate review of, both games are very good. And Raiden was a sick guest character in Sub-Zero in that game.
Awesome.
They were like two of my favorite characters. He had like a massive electrical MK Dragon that he would do that kind of brutality special kind of finisher on people. Because you can't do fatalities in Injustice. You do kind of like beatdowns. Like super beatdowns. Whereas in this, the fatalities are great. The character models are so like wicked. Raiden with his kind of badass forces, and then the special forces, they engage they just basically attack the Netherrealm, because Liu Kang and Kitana are now like the Empress and Emperor of the Netherrealm, and they just kind of harness Shinnok's power a bit. Like Shinnok is like their boss, so they keep like Shinnok's head in the Bone Temple, and then they've got all their forces and stuff. It's very interesting though that older Sonya Blade dies because of what Liu does.
Yeah, this game has a habit. I'll say this as much as this game has a habit of killing off old OG characters, like killing Sonya, killing Scorpion. Spoiler alert! If you haven't played the game by now,
I thought that was whack
know.
Because Scorpion's wicked in this.
Yeah, and he's
the character
so good
the actor who plays him is
Hanzo.
amazing. Like
Hanzo,
the actor who plays him should have just played him in the movie.
Yeah.
So he was really cool. And the Sub-Zero actor was really cool too. I mean, the voice actors returned from the other game, but their character models have been updated.
The guy who voices Sub-Zero sounds amazing as Sub-Zero. He really brings life.
I forgot to say
character.
that I hated his character model as Hanzo Hasashi, his human look in Mortal Kombat 10. He looked he looked like that actor from Mortal Kombat Legacy, who's alright Scorpion. He ain't the best.
Anthony Dale.
Yeah, he looked a little bit like Ian Anthony Dale, but his head was too skinny looking.
That's right, yeah.
He didn't look like Scorpion, whereas this Scorpion, the one in 11, he looks like a boss, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, going back to like what we were talking about in terms of characters, who do you like as like some of the new characters in this game? So we got characters like Geras. We got Cetrion.
Geras has that fun rewind kind of fighting style.
Do you remember how Shao Kahn was early DLC character?
He was
like
because
awesome armor.
The thing is, we had all the kind of seasonal packs. Like I did it, I got the limited edition, so I had the battle pack, the first one or whatever they call it, and then the second one, and then basically all the DLC was kind of like just coming, like as and when it got released. So we got Shao Kahn before Aftermath, before Nightwolf and everyone returned. Nightwolf is so wicked in this game.
So let's talk about...
He's my favorite guy.
Okay, bro, let's talk about Combat Pack 1. So Combat Pack 1 was Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, Terminator?
Was it Terminator and Robocop or what?
No. Robocop came after that.
Terminator's alright.
And one more character, Spawn. Remember, because they were released at concurrent times, they weren't released all at the same time.
Was it?
So, and Joker as well, which is
Joker's. I'm gonna say this now, man. Like Joker's a naffis addition, man. Like he just didn't need to be in the game. I hardly play him, and I know he's got that homicidal kind of thing, and it's kind of like a nod to like
who's he voiced by?
Nolan North.
No,
God,
he's
sorry.
voiced by Raiden.
Raiden. Oh, I think he voices it too.
Yeah,
Sorry, I thought it was
too.
Nolan North or someone. My bad. But Nolan North's a G, man.
Yeah.
Like you know, so but basically what I was saying is I know Joker's got that homicidal thing, and it's like, but he's crap in this game, man.
Yeah.
I just don't like him.
He's
They
like
always
the
have
least
one character that's shit, man.
Yeah, well, that's a good balance. There has
Scarlet
to be
is shit too, even though they try to heavily make her this vampiress, like queen, kind of like sorceress of blood. So she was heavily in the first games. She was heavily in the first games. What's it called? You know, the promotional videos.
Yes.
They were showing her fatality and her X-rays and stuff, you know, and things. And I didn't know that Jade had a relationship with Kotal. So he was like in the original timeline, he was kind of in prison, and then like his whole energy and soul got sucked up, and he got kind of killed. But in this timeline, he was emperor, and then he gets kind of like in Aftermath, he gets his head cut off.
Yeah,
you know,
because
like
the game is very interesting because it introduces like early versions of Shao Kahn, early versions of people from essentially MK9, right? Like,
yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like, first of all, what they do, right, is Chronocar creates all this time manipulation.
Yes.
So now that you've gotten into 11, everyone's got new castings, new character maquettes. So this is how they kind of look, right? And then what happens is that fighters from the previous generation who didn't die, like Liu and Kung Lao, and Cassie and Johnny. There's two Johnny Cages. There's an older Johnny Cage, and the younger Johnny Cage is a dick. You know, with his wicked neon look. But I like the younger Johnny Cage too. Like he's got his wicked kind of retro outfits and stuff. Man, his fatality is wicked. The one where he's like, "Who hired this guy?"
Yeah,
you know, it's like, it just reminds me of Mortal Kombat the movie. And Liu's wicked in this in Revenant form, and he's also wicked as you know, normal Liu Kang, but he's amazing as Fire God Liu Kang. When
Liu Kang is an OG,
when
man.
Raiden gives him his power, and they make peace with each other, it's so wicked. And there's that wicked FMV with all the different Lius from all the different timelines,
I love that.
for each other. So basically, Ed kind of did a Matrix kind of thing, where they keep getting reincarnated.
Yeah.
Which is what I wish we could have seen. We could have seen like an endless battle.
And ironically, because it's WB own Matrix, it's a bit...
Perhaps that's why they kind of approved the storyline, and they catered to that. Chronica's cool. It's a shame you can't play as her. You know,
although I have seen somebody like
hack the code so you can mod
PC
it?
version
So
to muck about as Chronica. Yeah.
All right, that's
you
cool
can't
about
play
PC.
in it obviously in the console versions because the console versions are locked out.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. What did you think of the guest characters like RoboCop?
RoboCop's wicked because Peter Weller returns as RoboCop, and he's the OG RoboCop.
He is so good in this game. Like they made it awesome.
And he's got some sick different designs. Like he's got an OCP design, like he's a Riot RoboCop.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of hoping that you can unlock the other RoboCop, John Kinnaman's one. Like maybe
I
don't know. I haven't done that yet. But this blue one was wicked. This battle damage kind of cobalt blue RoboCop. I've got a wicked RoboCop film that I want to make called Final Directive, which is basically about these kind of mutated Uber soldiers who take over Detroit, and they kind of like box the city in. They're these sick kind of soldiers, and they turn like the whole Detroit into their kind of playground of like frenzy, crime, and like, you know, decadence. And they have these kind of zones that the different kind of members of this guy's team. You know, if you ever watched not the cartoon, if you ever watched the Canadian series, they used to talk about this kind of like Major Rampage kind of guy who was fighting in these kind of atomic wars, and they were making like these super soldiers who were fighting somewhere in some faraway country. They were like defeating people, right?
Yeah.
So basically I've talked about that, how soldiers are genetically enhanced, and these group of soldiers who are genetically enhanced by OCP come back to Detroit and basically decimate OCP and decimate the kind of like the government stuff there, and then they basically wall the city off, and then the city's kind of trapped, and then the OCP people, whoever are left, like including RoboCop's son, who's grown up to be like a kind of like a executive of OCP, lead a kind of like a militia to try and survive and like take care of the civilians and stuff. So what they actually do, right, is they wake RoboCop up because somebody turned him off. and kind of like, retired him. Yeah, so he's been kind of asleep in kind of hibernation. And so RoboCop comes back and he starts taking the streets back. He gets like new weapons. He gets like some new kind of assets, like his machine gun arm and, like other things, yeah. And it's a really wicked RoboCop film that I want to make. It has Peter Weller in it, returning as RoboCop. And it's either like a miniseries or a TV show. And I won't go into it too much, but that's one of the amazing ideas I have. Yeah, that I want to make for a RoboCop movie, like a new one.
Awesome. So going back to Mortal Kombat 11, did you like how, even though, like you said, RoboCop, who's voiced by Peter Weller, the OG RoboCop. We got Rambo, which is voiced by Sly Stallone.
Sly and his model.
Why is Terminator not voiced by Arnie?
That's a strange thing. I don't know why. It was very odd because I don't think maybe Arnie was available to do the voice acting, but he could have come back and they could have patched it. I don't know, maybe he didn't want to do it or he was holding out for a better offer or something, but that's his choice.
Yeah.
He's always going to be Terminator.
And what do you think of those lovely skins that they released quite recently of the OG 1995 skins?
Man, that was like a dream come true, man. We have Christopher Lambert back as Raiden, so you can be him. You got Lyndon Ashby back as Johnny Cage, and he nails it. He's my favorite Johnny Cage of all time, man. Lyndon Ashby's like the OG. And then you got
Bridget Wilson.
Bridget Wilson back as Sonya, which is much better. So I tend to play as Bridget Wilson. Always when I'm Sonya. Like Sonya's one of my favorite characters. She's like a tough badass, and she was wicked in 10. And she's amazing in this. I'm like, she's one of my favorite characters in this game. She's such a tough, badass woman,
That is one thing I will say about Mortal Kombat 11 is that the women fighters are so formidable in this game. Some of their movesets are amazing.
Priest's favorite character is Katana.
Yeah.
Like, she because she don't play that many fighting games. Like, she's still getting into them. But basically, she, with Katana in Mortal Kombat 9, she got really fast and really quick with her. The learning curve with Katana in Mortal Kombat 9 is quite, good. It's good for someone who's starting out. Then even in 10 and 11, when played 11, she was really good at it.
Yeah.
She was really, really good with Katana, really doing a good job. Katana's just as fast. Shao Kahn's redesign is amazing because he's got that wicked dragon look. He's got that cool
awesome
kind of
over the top armor.
Yeah, do you think his helmet is too tall?
He sounds really funny in this game,
when he makes those funny noises,
those kind of squeals and stuff.
But he's got the dragon look from the comics, which
which
was something that they added, but they didn't really fully reveal an unmasked Shao Kahn.
Now, what did you think, bruv, when we were first playing this game and we were kind of getting into the crypt? Tell me about the crypt.
The crypt you played is kind of Rain-looking kind of dude, and it's not that bad. It's quite fun. Like, you are going around doing things. You get Scorpion's Spear. You get a few different things here.
Remember we saw Goro and he's sitting dead on the floor.
He died somehow. I don't know who killed him.
Goro's dead in that. Kenshi's dead because we find a hidden room of Kenshi in there.
That I don't understand. Yeah. Is this set after or is this set before?
And are we supposed to be hunting for Reptile as well? Isn't it?
Reptile's still around. It's you have to find him a few times to unlock something.
Yeah, and those weird what those balls called, Chronica's time balls?
They sometimes appear as well, which you can unlock to get other liveries and kind of add-ons and buffs. This is where this crypt becomes a problem because I collected so many coins by doing towers
and those heads,
thinking that
those statue heads.
And you have to line those heads up and stuff. So basically, what basically is going on is that you've got all of these coins, but what the hell do they do?
Yeah.
Do you just wager them in online? Because I never play online.
Yeah.
Everyone's got everyone's more accurate to where they come from.
Yes,
as well.
That's true. Yeah.
If you look at Liu Kang, he actually looks like he's always looked Chinese, but you know what I mean. But the actor. The face model looks great. Yeah. Katana looks more kind of Indonesian, Filipino, kind of, Adenia, maybe Adenia's ancestors were similar.
That's right.
The humans came from
And
Outworld.
Also, it's interesting in the development of this game how they've used a facial model or a character model for one person. And then they get a voice actor to voice the character, and then that makes the whole character.
It's a good package, man. Yeah. It's the strengths of the voice actor, strengths of the physical actor. This guy, the Collector,
Yeah.
Like, man, this guy is a weirdo, man.
Yeah,
he's got
okay.
like.
He's okay.
Is he like what I don't understand? He's not a Shokan, is he? He's like a spin-off race, right? Because he's also got 4 arms too, right?
Yeah. So they're another race that have 4 arms, and they value.
And he even mentions here, that he was gonna kill all of and Shao Kahn found Devora a threat, and he was gonna wipe out their whatever her race are called, those bugs, yeah. In the original timeline, he wiped them all out. That's why she's not featured in there. You know? And it's the same thing with Kotal Khan. Kotal Khan's Osh-Tek race were a threat to him. So he wiped them out as well, which is why they're not mentioned. So there's a lot of little things there. Yeah. One thing that really shocked me, was after all this happens, right? And then you think Liu Kang's gonna, like, rebuild the timeline and stuff. Then, like, Shang Tsung, Fujin and Nightwolf appear, and they say that, look, you ain't got her crown, so you can't restart the timeline because the crown got destroyed. So they go hunting for the crown. A whole bunch of people die again. Yeah. So
let's just put into context. When you complete Mortal Kombat 11 story mode,
and if you haven't played it, spoiler alert. We'll put a zinger on this whole thing.
You defeat Kronika as Fire God Liu Kang, the emergence of Raiden and Liu Kang's essence. We get introduced to this expansion pack, which came out like I think almost a year later from when the original game was released.
You know,
and it was an expansion story mode, isn't it?
I was just thinking, off the top of my head, that Kronika could be played by Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
But Tilda Swinton is a wicked actress.
She is.
I'd love to work with her. She's such a chameleon actress.
Absolutely.
You know, so she could so play.
Do you like Garrus?
You mean the guy who could do the time and stuff?
Yeah, the sands.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool,
isn't
he? He's got that. You could give him that kind of like Clockwork Knight looking, kind of like clock looking hand. Looks like a cog. And like
I love his intro. The intro I love of him the most is when his head rolls back onto his body. And he goes and then he wakes up again and then pops up, and it's so cool. Like some of the intro taunts and the intro dialogue, you see so many videos on YouTube of people showing like the little touches and the little hidden Easter eggs.
I love the throwback to RoboCop versus Terminator. So like when Terminator comes, I'm like a model. I feel like we've met before. From the game. So that
so those are nice
RoboCop versus Terminator. I could make a great film of that.
Absolutely,
that would be amazing. Bring Peter Weller back as RoboCop. Have Arnie as Terminator and set it like in an alternate timeline. After Judgment Day or something.
Yeah, so go on, carry on, bro. You were talking about Aftermath's expansion.
Oh yeah, so basically I was talking about how you take the Wicked storyline of 11 and you turn it upside down with Aftermath's storyline, which I thought was a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, because the basic premise is that her crown, when she gets defeated at the end of 11, is loose, and Shang Tsung employs this goofy idea that we should go and get her crown and stop her from...
Which he made. Which I don't understand.
We get revealed after that he's the creator of that crown, isn't it? Yeah.
But is that because, all the souls that he's kind of plundered and pillaged, are part of Kronika's design to kind of control the universe, right?
Yes, yeah.
And the Elder Gods, obviously, like, Citrion killed all the Elder Gods. So that's another strange thing as well.
Yeah.
Because she's so loyal to Kronika. So
right.
So how are the other Elder Gods created then? Who are the other Elder Gods' parents?
I mean, I don't know. When you play, like, a classic tower, you see some of the endings of some of the other characters. And it loosely... I don't think any of them are that canonical. Canon. But they just kind of show an alternate timeline on how the Titans react and stuff and what Titans there are. Because there's like at least maybe 5 or 6 Titans.
So the Titans could be the next villains, right?
Among Kronika, who kind of like run the universe of the Mortal Kombat universe.
Okay. So it's got a great kind of epicness to it that you sometimes can't really, like, probably wouldn't be able to do in a film.
Yeah, because it's so rich. Like, what do you think, bro, of some of the stages in the game?
They're really good. I like the arcade, like the Retrocade, which was an additional stage. I love that one.
Those are the newer ones.
I like the tournament one where like everyone's watching, like it looks like esport tournament.
Yeah, because that's nice because it has like little touches of old games like Mortal Kombat 4, Shaolin Monks. It has all that on the stage. and you can play in a tournament setting against each other.
What other stages are in the game?
I
The
love
underground of the arena's cool.
I love the Lin Kuei factory, the Cyber Lin Kuei factory. That's a lovely
wicked
stage.
Yeah.
Where you see all the robots being made.
It's a shame Sector's not playable, even though he has like a cameo in the game.
Yeah, so Sector and Cyrex unfortunately aren't playable in this game, but they have a cameo. But who knows? You know, they might pop up in a combat pack later on this year.
Are we still going to get more combat packs? Are they going to keep coming?
Maybe there might be one more, yeah.
Okay.
But I think the best addition by far in the newer characters as DLC to the game is definitely Fujin, hands down.
Fujin's very good.
Yeah,
I'm very good
Fujin
at
and
Fujin.
Robocop.
I enjoy. My favorite characters are like Fujin. I like Fujin. I like
Raiden. Liu Kang.
No. I'm just talking about the DLC guys.
Okay,
yeah,
Nightwolf.
Nightwolf, man. Nightwolf was wicked. I love Nightwolf. You know, the other thing that's really interesting is Frost's redesign.
Oh yeah.
She's like cyberized by like the technology of Kronika. Kronika's basically enhanced the Lin Kuei and cyberized them. So the original Lin Kuei that Sub-Zero reformed, they've all pretty much been wiped out by Kronika's manipulation. So not only has the reformed Shura Ryu been wiped out, but also the reformed Lin Kuei have been wiped out. So their numbers have been very badly decimated because what's going on is Kronika's cutting everybody up, like, you know, cutting all their bodies up and like turning them into cyborgs.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so that's really crazy.
I like Frost's redesign. I think she's quite good in this game as a playable character.
Yeah, she's quite good. I like her kind of like spinning kind of like drill ice things and you know, other stuff.
Fatal Blow. What do you think of the new Fatal Blows, shall we talk about in this game?
They're good. They're good in this. Very, very cool, very powerful. Some of them are really nice. Like I like Raiden's one. I like Scorpion's one.
Scorpion's one is epic. With the swords.
Yeah, there's just like there's not a lot to like fault on that. Like the game just has got some wicked kind of. They call them fatal moves. They're not X-rays anymore, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Is there any kind of fatality that you feel in this game which is really sick?
I like Kung Lao's ones. They're some of my favorite. Jackie's one's wicked, where she kicks you into the force shield. Yeah, no, sorry, that's a super move.
No, she got a fatal blow like that, but she has one where she splits you in half.
Oh yeah, that one's wicked. Sub-Zero's got that classic one where he freezes you and then cuts your like cuts your head off. That one's quite cool. Shang Tsung's fatal blow is wicked, where he becomes the three like the ninjas. I love that, So he does an ice slide. No, he slices you with some Scorpion. He does get over here. Then he does an ice skip and then
he
like
smoke.
Smokes you in it
jumps in the air.
Yeah. So it's Reptile. So all the ninja dudes basically.
Yeah, all the ninja dudes.
So wicked, man.
Yeah, I love Shang Tsung in this game. I think he's a fantastic addition. All the OG bad guys are pretty awesome. It's good that Shinnok's not in this game because I found him kind of crap in Mortal Kombat X to play as a character. But ironically, compared to X, you can play as the boss in X, but you can't play as the boss in 11. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes that's like just a creative decision on their part, because they want to fill the roster out with, like, characters that they feel that won't be, like, I don't know, I guess they want to try and balance the roster. Yeah. Because, like, you know, you got Shao Kahn in there. Like, Shao Kahn's playable. He's really good in the game. Like, he's got his badass hammer that he throws at you. He's not nearly as spammy as he normally is. You get what I mean? Like, he was well spammy in 9. Yeah. You know, and I'm just trying. I
also think that they use better use of their weapons in this game. Like the swords, the hammers, the ice blades, and stuff like that. Every character has a good weapon that they can use in their arsenal in this game to better their moves, like to juggle and to do combos and stuff like that. What did you think of some of the brutalities and the later on added features of friendships? And
friendships are fun. Yeah, friendships are nice. I like
they kind of hark back to the original
friendship and stuff. It's fun when he's playing with his toys. And stuff. You know, I've yet to do everyone's friendship, but it looks good. It looks hilarious. It
does. Now, if I remember correctly, MK9 was the only one that had babalities in it, a newer version of babality.
If I remember,
and it had friendships.
I've done babalities in 9. And like, you know, so 9 was very close to the original kind of Mortal Kombat, and then this one came back because I think it was missing in 10. Like some of the stuff you had, like brutalities and stuff. Brutalities are quite good at this.
Again, I'd have to rate the music is fantastic in this. Now the music was done by Wilbur Roger II, and I like some of the music in some of the newer stages like Deadpool, Tournament, Retrocade, the what's that?
Who's your favorite character, bro, in this game? Like, who's your go-to character?
I love Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Johnny Cage is awesome in this game. The new Johnny Cage, and obviously the OG Lyndon Ashby Johnny Cage. Raiden is my favorite. I love RoboCop. Sub-Zero is one of my all-time favorites because he's just awesome in this game. Some of his movesets are incredible. I have an inkling with Shao Kahn because I love to play as him because I love his Fatal Blow and how you can connect his moves quite nicely, but people get upset with Shao Kahn because he's a bit of a jammy character in this game, people feel. But he's one of my personal faves, and my man Nightwolf and Fujin.
Oh yeah, Nightwolf is an OG. For me, it's Raiden, of course, again, man. I love Raiden, Liu Kang, Kung Lao. I love the Shaolin monks, man. They're like my guys. I always like to be them. Nightwolf. I like to be the protectors of like Earthrealm, man, and just whoop all the bad guys. Jackie's wicked. I'm wicked with Jackie.
So good.
Jackie's got that sick long-haired look, where she's got that kind of longer
very Black Panther inspired.
Yeah, it looks so cool. It's like Wakanda style.
Yeah,
and I love that. Jackie's a badass, man. The women are so strong and wicked in this.
We forgot about the OG Noob. Noob is so
Noob
good
returns
in
this, and Noob's got that wicked Joker look.
Yeah.
Not Joker look, that evil Batman, the Batman who smiles.
That's right.
Who laughs,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
So the Batman who laughs,
really
man, that
costumes.
guy's a sick Judge Death looking kind of Batman. He comes from a reality where Joker, he killed Joker and Joker infected him. Yeah, so you can be him, like, in that. And you can also have, like, a vampire Raiden and stuff like that, which is really weird. But Noob's wicked in this, man.
And do you like how some of the additional retro stages brought very subtly the Toasty guy back?
Yeah, that's fun.
Toasty!
That's fun to see Toasty guy. Do you think Noob's a bit slow in this game compared to how he is in 9?
I think he's
I was
okay.
so wicked in 9.
I think if you can get the flow with Noob, he can be pretty formidable. And if you get his movesets down, you can really dish
He's
out
got like a
punishment.
Sickle, like a death sickle.
Yeah, he's got like a massive sickle.
Yeah.
It's nasty, like a scythe. So yeah, it's fantastic. Should we give a little rating and then we'll talk about the new trailer, bro?
Yeah.
Let's give an awesome rating on this game.
So originally, in its original form, this game got a 4. It was just so wicked.
Yeah.
Then when Aftermath and this Ultimate package came out, I would say it's like almost like a 4.5. It really peaked it to it's really just kind of like one of the best Mortal Kombat games that I've played, and I'm just so happy with it. People come back, people survive. Liu Kang's back from the dead. A lot of people have been saved. Everything's kind of thing, but everyone's dead now again. But now Liu's gone all the way back to meet the ancient great Kung Lao.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen there. Mortal Kombat 12 is going to probably take place in the kind of the prequel timeline, which is kind of like the Edenia idea I have.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's going to happen with that. That's another thing that I was trying to talk to Ed about is do this series called Edenia, which is about like an anti-hero young Goro, like a handsome kind of chiseled Goro badass who fights, in the first tournaments, and we see how Edenia loses to our world. You get what I mean? So everyone's all young and that and stuff. So yeah, what do you think? What would you rate it, bro?
Well, I would rate Mortal Kombat 11 with another strong rating, maybe I would give it maybe a bit more. I'd give it 4 out of 5 overall because I just love the presentation. I love the cinematics. I love the voice acting. It's top notch. The mocap is very good in this game. The fighting, the smoothness, the fact that it runs at 4K at 60 frames, which is a good technical achievement for a game like this. My only little criticisms is that sometimes it takes a while to unlock good kits.
Yeah.
And there's these little microtransactions with stupid what they call time crystals and
the hearts,
coins and the hearts and the blood hearts and stuff you get from the crypt.
Crypt gets boring after a little while
really
as well.
my cup of tea because I think that's more of a WB thing than more of a NetherRealm thing. So something to make money, and I don't like how the potential is that the combat packs are already in the game, but we had to pay for them extra. So that's why it doesn't get a full-on top rating.
Right, yeah.
Top rating.
Because they did that kind of nonsense with like Street Fighter X Tekken and stuff, where people found out that the code was already on the disc, and you're just paying them for like Pac-Man and thing, you know, like Super Bomberman or whoever those characters are. I can't remember who they were, but those DLC characters were already actually on the disc.
Yes.
So you're just paying to unlock them, like get an unlock code, which is so whack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our rating on this game and what this kind of podcast revolves around. And now we just want to spend just another couple of minutes of your time talking about what we've seen recently, and that is, bruv,
the new Mortal Kombat.
Yes, the new Mortal Kombat trailer for the 2021 film.
Okay.
So
this film,
go on, bro, give me your 2 cents on this.
Oh my God, Z, you were telling me to watch this trailer. This film's gonna be sick.
Yes,
yeah?
Of course I was.
And you go first.
Okay. I saw this trailer and we had been waiting forever for this trailer. So many people had been waiting for this trailer. We were stuck in a pandemic. We needed something to kind of beat us out of this rut, you know, and see a trailer. And when I saw the trailer, you know, it has some elements in there. You've got like this new character of Cole Young, played by Louis Tan, and you've got a fantastic actor playing Sub-Zero, Joey Taslim. You've got Makad Brooks playing Jax. You've got
Makad is boss, man.
Yeah,
he was
he's so
Jimmy
good.
Olsen in Supergirl, man.
Yeah.
He nailed that. He made Jimmy Olsen badass, man.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, Jimmy Olsen's always just like this kind of Superman, help me, man. You know, I'm dying. Like I like Matt McClure as Superman. Not Superman. I like Matt McClure as Jimmy Olsen, but at the same time, it doesn't have the same kind of like flow. Like his Jimmy's kind of weak. Yeah. And then they had the other guy who played. He played Julian Luthor in Smallville. He played Jimmy, but he gets shot and killed in Batman vs Superman.
So you got characters like they introduced in the trailer. They got Sonya, Kano, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, who were played by fairly decent actors.
It's good to see Kung Lao on film.
And you've got Raiden. You got Shang Tsung, played by Chin Han, and Scorpion, and you see Goro in it as well, which is pretty sick. So Goro's now fully CG. He's not the puppet animatronics work like he was in the original 1995 film. There are other hidden characters in the trailer if you look carefully enough, because there's just like a teaser trailer.
Who's Goro fighting in that scene?
I don't know. It's very odd looking, but what I do like in this trailer is some of the special effects look really good. The ice effects look decent, the fire effects look decent, and I personally think it wasn't too bad looking, but Ray thinks otherwise.
You know, I wanted to do a Mortal Kombat film. You know, I could have done a lot better, man. Like, you know, I gotta be like really blunt. I think some of the I hate the logo. Okay, number one, the logo's whack as hell. The dragon looks weird looking. Yeah, I think some of the casting is wrong. I think Kano looks crap, man. I don't know if Kano's gonna be a good character. Because he doesn't have his cybernetic eye and stuff, so I don't get that. What's going on there? I think the Sonya Blade character is kind of like a cool casting. She kind of reminds me of Bridget a bit, you know. Raiden looks like a little dude. Like Raiden's played by that wicked actor from Batman, right?
Yeah,
The Dark Knight, right?
So no.
Or it's the other way around.
Raiden is played. Now this is my criticism of the trailer as well, and the slight casting is. Raiden, the character of Raiden, the God of Thunder, is played by Tadanobu. I've forgotten his surname, but I'll remember it in a minute. And he was the character
Hogan.
who played Hogan on Thor.
Right, Hogan in Thor.
All 3 Thor films.
Yeah. Who's the wicked actor who plays Scorpion? I've forgotten that guy's name.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
He's the badass from like Samurai.
He's in Wolverine. He's in
the Lost Samurai. He gets killed in Avengers. He gets taken out by Jeremy Renner.
Oh yeah.
He's such a G
in the running bit,
man. He plays some triad dude. But I tell you, you know the thing is that a lot of the people who have been cast here have been cast basically based on their current, you know, like level within the industry. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they're like good actors. Yeah. but they've only been cast almost as like a stunt casting, because I never envisioned that actor to play Scorpion. I don't think he's the right Scorpion. I mean, I'm basically gonna give it a chance.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna give the film a chance, because I think Liu looks cool. I think, like, you know, Sub-Zero looks wicked, but he's Bi-Han in it, so he's evil Sub-Zero.
That's right, he's evil Sub-Zero.
Yeah, he's not Kai Lung.
Because
Like,
he's working for Shang Tsung.
yeah, so he's probably, like, already had his soul taken. I don't know, man. They have a pretty cool fight here, but, like, the bit where he gets all cut up, the ninja outfits look so baggy looking, and kind of like they don't fit. When I saw the film, I thought that this was like a really bad fan film. Sorry, it
looks better than Legacy. You say
okay.
It doesn't look as good as Legacy.
Listen, Legacy's outfits look more accurate, man.
Okay.
Even though Legacy is lame, I thought, what was it? Tazara did that, right? Yeah. So when Tazara did that, I was like, that's whack as well. Like he did that Mortal Kombat Rebirth, which was crap as hell. That kind of proof of concept where Baraka was played by Lateef Crowder. And Matt Mullins played, you know, Johnny Cage and stuff,
right,
and it was supposed to be in like the real world or something. So that one wasn't as good. Like, you know, this looks good, but this new guy Cole, like everyone's kind of speculating, is he like Shinjuku or something, or is he like? He's like a young Shinjuku. Do you know who he is? I think he's Tavon or Dagon or whatever those kids are. I think he's been hidden on Earth by Gerard or King Gerard, or he's reincarnated King Gerard, or he could even be Kung Lao the Great. I don't know,
because you know they teased Shao Kahn's statue.
Is he a reincarnation of Kung Lao the Great? Maybe.
Maybe.
Or he could be Shang Tsung's son, for all we know.
I'm a bit disappointed that they don't have Johnny Cage in this film. You had a prime opportunity to have a character.
This is criminal.
Yeah.
This is the biggest criminal thing. This is the thing I don't like about this film. Where the hell's Johnny Cage?
Yeah.
You know? Unless he's Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
he doesn't remember who he is, which would be stupid as hell.
Johnny Cage.
Also, Makad Brooks' arms as Jack look stupid. I don't like the design of them. And then Raiden's got all these kind of Raiden-y lightning moments, but he's not really fighting.
Yeah. So I don't know if he fights in this film.
I don't know. Production design looks good. Shots look great.
Locations look decent.
Some of the fighting looks decent. You got Shao Kahn kind of being teased.
Shao Kahn looks like the Mortal Kombat. This 11 look kind of.
Most of the designs have been borrowed. Who is Liu Kang creating that fire dragon against?
I think he's fighting Cabal, in my personal opinion.
Cabal?
Yeah.
Or is he fighting Noob? Or like Smoke or someone.
Maybe someone like that.
The Lin Q could be like the main heavies who have betrayed Earthrealm.
That's right.
And are working against the thing. Yeah, but it's strange.
But we'll just have to wait and see. We got a month's time until we see this.
Does Sub-Zero only have like 2 lines in the film where he's like, I'm Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
I'll freeze you. I'll take you out, man.
I'm Batman.
And then it's like that. Like, Rachel! Basically.
But yeah, we'll have to see, bro.
Is he fighting some kind of Minotaur dude, Kano?
He pulls the
heart out of some Minotaur. I don't know, man. Like, I have mixed feelings about the new film. Okay. It is great to see Mortal Kombat back on film.
Yep.
I don't mind someone else having a go with it. Obviously, I know that I could make a wicked Mortal Kombat with you guys, and it would have looked more like the games and stuff. Hell, I can even make a sequel to the Robin Shou one.
Yeah.
You know, like the one with them lot in it, where they're older. You know, and it's like he's retired and stuff, and then he has to come back and train a new generation. I mean, anything's going to be better than Annihilation, God's sake. Annihilation was just such a whack film. Like, Scorpion looks stupid in that. The way the scorpions come out of his hand, they look like stupid scorpions. And they come out of like his black hand. His hand doesn't even open up. Same on graphic.
Budget, yeah.
Then you got Keith Cook, yeah, right. I think his name is Keith Cook. He's that other wicked martial artist. He plays Kai Lung Sub-Zero, so he makes an ice clone, and then that kind of foam ice kind of burst. You know, like production budget, like he blows up. So there's that wicked bit where Smoke attacks them. That bit's sick, you know. But then Smoke. Cyrax and Cyrax is not in it, but Smoke basically has Sector's bits.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the rockets and stuff, which is, you know, I don't know, man. Annihilation was whack, man. Annihilation is the worst out of all of them. But Legacy wasn't good either. Legacy wasn't good either. I didn't like Legacy. I thought everything Mortal Kombat on film was not doing well.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
And this film really needs to do good to kind of keep the franchise kind of good on film. We'll just have to wait and see until April, really, because it comes out in mid-April. We'll see what the film is like.
Oh, cool.
It will come out in theaters and obviously HBO Max and all that.
Well, we're probably gonna watch it on VOD because I don't know, man, if cinemas are still safe to go to right now.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I love seeing films in the cinema. You know, the last film that we saw in the cinema was a screening of Legacy of Lies, which was a Scott Adkins movie. So we got to meet the cinematographer on the film.
Who knows? Maybe he's
Yeah, why not, man? Scott Adkins and Johnny Cage would be amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think they should have cast him. Maybe they just ran out of money. They couldn't hire him. But basically, Scott Adkins, man, I want to work with you. I thought you were going to be there. That's one of the reasons why I went to that screening, to see if I could meet you. You know, like, but, yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah,
it was good. It wasn't a bad film.
We'll see. We love Mortal Kombat so much. We love the games. We hope the film.
What's your initial impressions, bro?
I think it'll be alright.
Are you gonna like it?
I think it'll be good. Let's just wait and see, bro.
Will it be as bad as King of Fighters and all those other kind of whack films?
No, not as bad as King of fucking Fighters.
Will it be as bad as Legend of Chun-Li?
Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li. Not as bad as Annihilation. No way. It cannot be as bad as those.
Where will it fall? It will fall into like Ninja Assassin kind of territory.
Yeah.
That Ninja Assassin film.
Yeah.
That Ninja Assassin film felt like a Mortal Kombat film a bit, didn't it?
It did a bit. It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Why didn't Rain play Liu Kang?
Yeah.
Like, Rain could have played a good Liu Kang or someone else.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us on this extra special carry on from Flawless Victory, the previous podcast we did, and we hope you enjoyed our little insight into Mortal Kombat 11 and all the games and films surrounding that title.
Yeah, we just love talking about this stuff, and this is the whole thing about the show. This is my show, so I made this show so that we, as the R.E.P Knights, could talk about things that we love and we don't like. So yeah, it's really great. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank my subscribers. I want to thank everyone who tunes in, shares, and subs the show. Keep supporting Thor because it's a really great show, and we love what we do, and we're gonna keep creating movies, keep creating wicked stuff, and banging these pods out. So yeah, thanks again, guys.
Finish it.